Greetings, my noble knights, as I, Blaze Templar, and we're getting ready for the next DBL match, which I believe is week 9. It could be 10, but I think it's 9. And we are going up against the Temple Decidueyes. So, yeah, it is week 9. And the Temple Decidueyes have a really threatening team, and the biggest reason I'm concerned is actually because of Darmanitan. The others, I think I'm pretty capable of dealing with. Unfortunately, Darmanitan really going to prove to be a big threat to my team. And, yeah, that's unfortunate. That's actually quite scary for me. So I have to figure out a way around it. So I figured, one, I need to encourage him not to go for the Flare Blitz or the U-turn. And to do that, I needed Volcanion. So, of course, Volcanion came in, and Earthquake means I have a problem still. But that's where Flygon comes in. And so I really don't have anything that can check Volcanion on its own. Darmanitan on its own. So I have to play around that one. That's just a guaranteed. Mega Gardevoir could be a threat if key Pokemon of mine go down. Like AV Volcanion. If it goes down, that could be a problem. Scissor, that actually isn't too big of an issue because of, again, Volcanion. And I did decide to run Fire Fang on Drapion just so in case Volcanion does have to go down, I am not completely ruined by a Scissor, which would be really unfortunate. Next is the Milotic. Not too worried about that. I do have Galvantula kind of sitting there to drop a Thunder on it. I do have Breloom with a Spore, and again, because the Scald is just so likely, I decided to run Toxic Orb just so I can deal with the poison healing shenanigans. He can't poison me that way. The best thing he could do is Dragon Tail. That's why I decided to run the Sub Punch set this week. That I just really like the set. Next, Magnezone. I'm not terribly worried about Magnezone. Obviously, I don't want Volcanion to get hit, but I don't really have a lot of Steel types, unfortunately. The only Steel type I have is, in fact, that Registeel, and I really don't want to bring it, especially with, again, Darmanitan prowling about. So I don't think he'll bring the Magnezone. It could be handy against Volcanion, but he's got other things that can handle it just fine, like the Darmanitan. I'm really thinking Darmanitan's going to be one of the things he's going to want to bring. And so that's why I'm actually running this EV spread on Drapion. I can one-hit KO with Earthquake, and I have the investment to take one Flare Blitz or Earthquake, whatever he wants to go for, without too much issue, thanks to the HP investment. Although I probably should change that from Special Defense to Defense, as it is kind of acting as my pseudo-physical wall. Closest thing I've got to a physical wall. Obviously, I can't take Repeated, which is the problem. Again, I don't have anything on my team that can take repeated hits from Darmanitan. Breloom, annihilated by Flare Blitz. Volcanion, annihilated by Earthquake. He outspeeds Mega Timid Alakazam. And one-shots. Flygon can take a hit, but it won't appreciate it much, and it dies really quick after that. But it is one of my potential checks, and that's why I am running Timid, because after a Dragon Dance, I will outspeed Scarfed Darmanitan, and otherwise I'd be running Adamant. I mean, that is literally the only reason why I'm running Timid. And I'm running Rock Slide because I don't really need the additional power. If I'm going to use any moves, it's probably going to be Earthquake, or late game start spamming the Outrage if I get like the Gardevoir and the Scissor cleared out, possibly Magnezone. I doubt he's going to bring it, but those three Mons, if they're out of the way, I can just start slamming down on that Outrage button, and with the Lumberry, I can knock out one of the Confusions pretty quick and kind of mop up. That's the thought there. And base 100 attack isn't too bad. It's pretty good. So yeah, the ground typing and dragon typing, really quite a good combination here. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to get rid of hazards. That is a big problem, and I want to be able to, but his team just has such an offensive prowess that I kind of have to go this way. Looking at his team, he's probably going to want to be able to... He's got the Dragalge, which can set up Toxic Spikes. Scissor has Defog. He doesn't really have much in the way of stealth rockers outside of his Seismitoad, which actually could be a bit of an issue. But again, I do have the Breloom, and I did make sure that my team is mostly not too upset by Stealth Rock. Sure, Galvantula is, but the rest of my team can handle it all right. Volcanion doesn't appreciate it much either, but Flygon resists it, Toxicroak resists it, Drapion doesn't have a problem with it. So, yeah, overall, my team doesn't mind the Stealth Rock too much. Like Breloom resists it too, so more concerned about Toxic Spikes, but I do have 2 Poison types, which kind of mitigates the threat of Toxic Spikes. So, honestly, I don't like this matchup. I really don't. Seismitoad, if I don't have Breloom still at good health, could completely destroy me, and if it's carrying Ice Beam, that could be really ugly too. And unfortunately, with just how threatening Darmanitan is, I can't really prepare for everything. So this is going to be one of those slugfests. I can tell you already it's going to be extremely offensive, or he's going to go like the Hitmontop, the Snorlax, Scizor, Milotic, the Armaldo, Levani. Oh yes, Armaldo actually does have the rocks, but I don't really have much to deal with it except like the Sword Stance Drain Punch or the Focus Punch from Breloom. I do have Spore though, so I can put it to sleep. So I do have ways to get around his Pokemon, but I don't really have a true check to any of his Pokemon. Oh, not all of his not any of his Pokemon. A lot of his Pokemon. Mega Gardevoir, I can deal with Volcanion. I can deal with it with Toxicroak in theory. Unfortunately, if he's running a speedy set, which is very likely, it'll just destroy me, so I don't really want to rely on that, but I do have Drapion in the wings, so I'd probably go into it first, because neutral to Fairy thanks to that poison typing, and immune to Psychic thanks to that dark typing, which kind of gives me the ability to handle it, so that's why I'm running this particular spread, and Poison Jab should take out Mega Guardy, no problem. And actually, knowing just how powerful Mega Guardy is, yeah, we're going to go ahead and put in Special Defense just to kind of help Drapion survive a little bit easier. I don't like that at the same time because Darmanitan and Mega Guardy really do put in a lot of work. And unfortunately, the only way I can really deal with it is with like Galvantula slapping up the Sticky Web. But, you know, I kind of have to deal with what I got. So, there's the team. Here's hoping that we do all right this week and we continue to crawl back up after starting on a team that had 5 losses in a row. So here's hoping. But next time, we'll be back with more of the DBL. Later.